Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ravinia Festival. Please note that the taking of photographs, including the use of camera phones and the use of audio or video equipment, is strictly prohibited. As a courtesy to the artist and your fellow patrons, please ensure that all mobile phones, pagers, and anything with an on-off switch have been silenced. We appreciate your consideration. Thank you for making it a great day at Ravinia.
Good afternoon and welcome. And as we said, we'll start with the music and we'll talk later. So I hope you enjoy. Bravo, bravo. You play really, really very well, and you do many, many things extremely well. What I would like to talk about, perhaps more than anything else, is how to use time a little bit more for expression, because you seem in a hurry to get places all the time, and then when you get them, then you want to be in the next one. You know, you never actually arrive and enjoy the moment, and you don't differentiate enough, I don't feel, between the kinds of arrivals that we have and the kind of moods that you can create in the places that you arrive at. This is the one thing. And the other thing, you know, the line between enthusiasm and aggression is a very fine line, and it's a movable line depending on our aesthetic sense, of course. But I would suggest to you, I mean, I know that before we came on stage, you all said, joy, 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 joy. Let's remember joy and not aggression, and let's set the line between enjoyment, enthusiasm, you know, energy, and aggression a little bit further towards the energy and a little less, you know, towards the aggression. Now, in my mind, aggression comes from over-articulation. Ti, ta, 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 you know, bim, ba, bam, ba, bam. If you think of the short note as being an upbeat gesture to your next note, right? Because, I mean, he's outlining the chord, right? Ti, da, da, dum, ti, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, right? You don't need ta, 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 ta. And especially in a movement that has, I didn't count, but hundreds of that particular rhythm, you know, it's perhaps not necessary each and every single time to point out how pointy it could be, but maybe it can have a little more sweep, okay? So I would like you to really concentrate on the idea that the character of the music needs to translate into a physical motion. And so if you make an angular motion, it's not going to sound rounded, okay? And I think it's very important that you should concentrate on that. And then the next thing is how you have a dialogue with each other. Sometimes you don't let each other finish. Literally, you just crowd right on top, rather than really hand over your part of the conversation and invite your partner to actually respond. You know, it seems a little too enthusiastic sometimes. You know, it's not a me too kind of thing all the time. You know? So you can, yeah. Okay, so can we start from the beginning? Now, where is the energy of the beginning coming from? Yeah, exactly. Now, again, rather than busy, you know, yeah? Like that. Not yeah, but team, you see, not each one, but team, pa-bom, pa-bom, be-bom, pa-bom. Go to there. There's one harmony. You're not saying anything new, so just go, right? Now, can you make the sound of that harmony different? Not the same, not an accent, but like, right? Can you do that chord and then the next one? Yeah, so every interval that's clashing, I need to hear tension. The D. Yeah, there you go, G sharp. And now release it. Yeah, and the B. Yeah, okay. So can you play it now? Now this needs to be a different color. It's a minor chord. It's not da ba ba ti ba 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 ba. You see, what is the same is not interesting to tell because we all get it. So the rhythm is not that interesting anymore. We've had it. We understand. Okay? Now it's about the harmony. It's about the color of the chord. So think before you started, right? Rather than da, da, da. And this is, again, also about enthusiasm versus aggression. Not very angular, square attacks, okay? Now another chord. Yes. So can you finish this? It's really in your hands. Okay. And it's very simple cadence. And depending on how you play your D, that's how she will continue. Right? So if you're a little ambivalent about where you are, then she'll just go, no, no, no. Yeah. She doesn't really know what to do. So can you do from the G major chord? Sorry, it's in G minor. Yeah. Can you join in very smoothly and really continue? And so the shape is not da 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 da, right? Just allow her to shape the whole thing. Right there. Yeah, so this is a new thing. So it's not dee dee da 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 dee dee da dee da da dee. You see, because the length of it is very different. This is a long line. This dee da da dee da 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 dee da da dee da 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 da. So the energy of it is different. Don't start right away. You need to set up the gesture as a different one, right? So can you do maybe the same place? Oops. D. We need a D. And that one. Don't rush. Yeah. So now you have the very, very traditional 2 plus 2 plus 4. Different beginning. The shape of something is determined by how you start it. Once you started it, it's too late to change, you see? Then it's an oops, I got 2 more bars to do, and they don't belong with anything, right? So really think of the length of the idea. Right there, yeah, we don't need to go back. Yeah, but you know, you just got to a new key and you say, oh, who cares? You know, and I want you to say, wow, right? So that when she takes over, it's like, oh, it's in my world now, right? Yeah, so things are calming down, right? You know, they don't have to slow down, but they're calming down, right? So if you're all the time, you know, you can overload on energy too. You know, so you have to choose very carefully where there are the moments of repose, you know, and I think he's, you know, getting there now, right? So let it, you know, without slowing down, because I don't think you need to slow down. He slows down the pace of the music, so you don't need to slow down the tempo too, right? So maybe you do from the F sharp major. Yeah, I don't hear the resolution because first you have just a C sharp, tim, and then tim, pom, in order to invite her to play her little cadential thing. You see, if you just kind of do, then she doesn't have any springboard, right? Maybe 2 bars before she does that. You need to say bar number. Yeah, but instead of sounding like, goody, I can play loud again, bum, bum, beam, bum, the enthusiasm is what we're looking for, right? So in the diminished chord, don't rush. The longer the anticipation, the more satisfying the arrival, right? So just, really hold on. Don't rush. Yeah, and your job is to say, and 1. So, right? And so you invite the whole thing to restart, right? You still resist. You see, you're headlong, and what I would do, yeah, this chord still doesn't have the ta-dim. There is something about the quality of the chord that is missing there. You're playing a nice chord, but they're all nice. Just play, just the return is fine. Dim, ba, bum. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, you have to acknowledge that we've gone somewhere else. It's like, right? Because everybody expects the beginning, right? And, oh, wow, look where we are. Didn't have a dialogue. You don't. You're rushing alone separately. And it's a real dialogue because every one of you comments on what the other one says. I mean, should. Not yet. So let's try that and really enjoy when you go, right? Don't rush. Yeah. Now this is a little too much like that. There is so much lightness and truly joy. It's not complicated all the time, and it's not a flaw. It's not that there's something wrong with it, that it's not complicated. You have to acknowledge, you just let it be. You're still rushing that. The first time when you, yeah. And a little less seriously, again. Right? Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Don't squish the notes into small spaces, but enlarge the spaces in order to fit the notes into them. Okay? Yeah, so about this, ti-da-ti-da-dum, ti-da, you come into something more generous, right? You need to lead into it, because if you're ti-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ta-da-da, that doesn't fit, right? So you need to figure out how you're going to transition into ti-da-da-da. Can you play that once, how you'd like it to be, right there? All of you, yeah. 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 Okay, you could help her a little bit more with the beauty of the chords that you have here as well, but more or less this is how you want the pacing of it to be, right? So now you have to get there. You see, you can't all of a sudden fall into a hole and say, oops, now it's like this. You know, you have to prepare it, right? And so I need you to think about how you're going to do that, because you tend to surprise yourselves. Oops, you know, oh yeah, not this one now. But you know, it's not this one now. It's like, I'm going to, right? And you need to be aware. This is not a surprise kind of piece, you know. And in Beethoven, very often, the essence of the piece is about, you thought you're going here, and he says, oh no, you're not. But I don't think this is this kind of a piece at all, you know. And so you need to really figure out how to arrive at new modes of expression without constantly surprising yourselves. So can we go backwards a little bit? You know, I don't know where you want to start. Yeah, so you have also a scale like ascent, right? You know, I'd like to hear that you're really handing this over, and there is this little game going on in these scales. You know, I'm not sure that it's really there. Yeah, this is not a direct result of what happened before, but there was an arrival, and then the was much better. Can you do from I think that I'm standing in a very bad place, so I'm not 100% sure about what I'm going to say now, but I have a feeling that the balance of that section is not very good. You need to listen a little bit better to Zoe. From here, at least, I lose her in the middle. Yeah, so I don't know, because I'm not there, so I can't tell for sure, but you need to pay attention. So can you do right there? Yeah. I think I could imagine a little space, because it's not the self-evident outgrowth of right? It's and it's the first of several. So say the first one in a way that will attract our attention to it, and then we'll pick up all the others, right? Talk to each other. Yeah, so you see, from a dialogue, it becomes yours, and they, actually, the character comes more from what you do than what she does. And be even more elegant about it, I think. Right. So from where you start, you know where that is? Can't see anything. Don't rush. Yeah, I think you could get to the end of this a little more convincingly, because this time it was da dee da 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 rather than ti dee da dee pom 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 pee, right? And again, listen to the chords. Every one of you contributes to the sound of a chord, and sometimes I'm missing the relationships between the notes. So every interval that is a little bit even dissonant, needs to have a sound that acknowledges that fact. You see, it's not up to the listener to figure out that there is a dissonance there. It's your job to tell me, right? And you do it with your sound. You don't have to, it's not a big deal, but it needs to be there. So the sound of a triad is not the same as the sound of something that has an appoggiatura in it or a seventh chord or whatever chord. It just isn't the same exactly. And I'm not hearing that, and because of it, you're robbing the music of some of its color. Okay? So wherever you want to start, I don't know, just to get here. So what's the mood here? What is this? Yeah, I know, but I mean, so it's just about the key, or is it perhaps another character for other reasons too? Yeah. So what is the character? Mysterious. Yeah, I think so. I think the sound, you're going too much for pretty. And I think that it's also in the rhythm and the articulation, right? So it's not just ti da 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 ti dum bum. And then it'll be even more so with the addition of the viola part, But I mean, you have to, plant the seed of this. Huh? With upbeat or without upbeat? Okay. Can you start from the beginning together? Yeah, so one of the problem is that nothing changes, but something does change, and your G sharp disappears exactly like the C sharp. And the sound of that chord where she plays the A cannot be exactly the same as the F sharp minor, right? So I want to hear the more anxiety. So what are you going to do? How are you going to make that? Huh? Darker. Okay, try it. Yeah, I'm missing the C. The C sharp is not that interesting. Yeah, you played that before, right? So can you do that again? And I'm not 100% convinced about this darker. I think more anxious is the issue. Yeah, you know, you have to trust us that we know already what they're going to play, and so we will hear it because we know. And you're playing as though you're worried that you're going to be too loud.
Okay.
You know, I want you to play to add character, right? And if you do that, then you can judge how loud you should play. But right now, all I hear is how loud it's going to be. That's not the point here. You know, I really would like to hear that clash, right? So can we do from the second half? The first half was much better. Yeah. Yeah, this is a problem because you're playing this exactly like you played in the first phrase, but this is not the same, right? And it doesn't finish either, right? So the trajectory of thought, you know, you're not done, right? So this is important. You know, you need to plan what you're going to say. You know, like in speech, you don't first say words and then we'll see what they mean, you know. And so you have to really plan, you know, and always remember, harmony is the grammar of this language. He maps it out for you, you know. It's not even up to you to decide. He just said so, right? All you have to do is just do what's written, you know. And I know that's not quite as easy as what this sentence sounds like, but essentially, you know, the minute you see, oh no, this is not the same, don't go to try, let's see if I play it the same, it'll work out fine, because the answer is always no. Okay? So let's do this whole thing, please. Yeah, this could open up more. Don't disappear. G sharp. Yeah, so when you start, you think that we're going to make a few steps and then we'll get to exactly where we know where it is. And the exact opposite happens. You know, every chord's like, really? Huh? You know, team, 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 boom. Wow. You know, and you have to create that effect, exactly, because you're taking me with you. Now, if you tell me, you know where we're going across the street, then I'll prepare accordingly. But then you take me and you say, no way, you know, come with me. You will see, it's much more interesting, right? I'm missing that. It's a little too predictable in some ways. You know, you need to really see the magic in this music, you know, and learn how to communicate it in a way that I hear that you're amazed by what's happening. And then I certainly will participate, right? So we have to stop. So let's just do this one more time, and then we'll have to. Open the sound. Generous. Now come back. Don't need that stop. Yeah, you see, I'm not convinced because you're just getting soft. It's like I'm getting lost in my sound. You're not getting lost in the harmony, right? So all of the harmonies sound kind of the same, a little bit limp. You don't, and when you get to the E, it's like, and what now? You know, and so totally hanging, you know, totally lost, right? So don't be lost in your sound. You know, use the harmony to do that. It's a really ridiculous place to stop, but we have to. So I'm sorry. Thank you. Very good. Very, very good. I would like to spend some time talking about the role of the bow in shaping music. And I like to say that the bow choreographs the music. So it choreographs the shapes, the directions, the motion, depth, everything. And so how you move has everything to do with how the music sounds. And I feel all too often that your bow moves a lot and mostly in even speeds. So that to me indicates actually lack of motion, because we need to move the bow in order to make sound. So, just moving the bow in an even speed does not by itself create any motion at all. So that will be one of the main things that I want to focus on. And the other, which is kind of the same subject, you tend to lose the last notes of things. Either the very last or the last two notes, they kind of get swallowed up, and very often the last word is the most important in the sentence, I mean, even not in German. So it really is important, not to mumble and not to lose things. And especially, it happens to you a lot in accompanimental things. It's almost as though you're saying, that doesn't count, let's wait till I have the main thing to say. But in fact, accompanimental patterns almost create the character, of what the main line is. So you need to be very careful about it. And you start from the very beginning. The last note of the bar is, I wouldn't say inaudible, but it's only audible as a pitch, not as something with meaning. So you need to really figure out, first of all, what is the motion? What is that, what you play at the beginning?
Elongation of his.
An elongation, commentary, whatever you want to call it. That's right. It's an imitation, right? And so you need to decide what is its motion. Probably you need to imitate what the motion was before, right? And how you're going to do that with a bow. So what I see is this. And so, you did hear kind of a C sharp, you see, but kind of, and you should hand it over. You should imagine that you would be playing the D, and then this would be the D, right? So what kind of lead in would the C sharp have to be in order for that D to make sense is part of the calculation. Not only can I hear it, but I must hear it. You see, we cannot assume that there are notes that don't need to be heard. That would be really disrespectful, I think, to somebody like Brahms, right? So let's start from the beginning. Yeah, but you see what happened. You go, and then you're stuck. So first of all, this is not this kind of a note, but rather depth, and then, right? So if anything, give the depth to the beginning of the note. Let go of it a little bit by slowing down, not speeding up the bow. And then think of the motion that the three notes have. Is it a forward motion? Then you have to accelerate the bow. If it's pulling back, then you'll have to do the opposite. But you have to have a plan and you have to have bow. And you don't have maybe either. Without slowing down. Go ahead. Yeah. Actually, it strikes me that you're standing like this while he's playing. Why are you so tense? You know, I think it affects how you play it, right? So, right? Because you need to be in the gesture of what he's doing rather than. I mean, it's not like you can't figure out when to come in, but it looks like, oh my God, you know, you're really tight. Okay? Try to do this one more time without that. Now change the color. That C sharp is almost gone. It's really not. It's right. Think that the B is coming. How do you lead to that? Without bleeding into the bar. Yeah, you don't need to do it again. You can go on. Yeah, okay. So again, you see, if I hear. Whatever your intention are, these three quarter notes are just three quarter notes, right? So you need to consider the shape, and this particular shape of a fourth and a half step is really important to him because he uses it all the time later, right? So this is not just accidental, right? So now you go here, right? And so lead to that, right? So you start with it. The C sharp goes to there. And invite him to, right? Don't just close it off because then it sounds totally superfluous. Why is he talking, right? Can you start your theme? Yeah, what is the sound that you imagine for something like this?
A little richer and tender
Richer than what?
than what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, I still feel a lot of use of bow rather than feel the distance there. You do it, you start by doing that. It's not exactly the same as what he played, you know. So if you play it this way, it sounds as though, oh, I'm just repeating what you just heard, but it's not even true. So don't. The modulation needs to change the sound, right? And I don't hear that it's happening, so that one, this is when you need to announce it, not later sometime, right? Right away. Can you do this statement? this is actually good in the sense that we hear that 2 bars are in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the other 2 are 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But it's a little bum, bum. And the minute you do that kind of an accent, you actually close off the ability of the piano part to join in, right? Because after pa, there's nothing that comes. So ti-dum-bum, pa-dum-bum, and then you join in. Ti-dum, pa-dum. Can you do that a little bit more like that? Yeah, and I would say that there's something less vertical about this, then 1, 2, 3, now up. Right, and then the beat, different color, right? Not all the same. Somehow, you can never assume that everybody knows that. You have to react to it, you know, because it's new. Not whether everybody knows or everybody doesn't know, because it doesn't really matter, right? And so, team pom pom, you know, it's totally surprising because it's nothing like what you expected, right? So if you played like the other one, you know, then you're surprised that you arrived where you shouldn't have been, right? So can you do the B's? Yeah, but there, yeah, you see, I have T. You have 3 sequences, kind of, not the third one. But you see, so set up the first one. You tend to keep moving in the same motion and the same sound through a lot of things. And what I feel always is later you think, oh, that's where it started. But where it started is where you need to start, right? So, you know, start from the B's one more time. So then you come down, then you go way up. And the way that you come down is different from anything that's happened before. There's kind of like waves that are happening. I need to hear that from you. Better. Yeah, the A needs to be. So I don't say just let it flow. Yeah, Max, your habit of using up a lot of bow because you don't like to be at the frog gets in the way, okay? If you move from your elbow rather than from your fingers, especially because you have long arms, but even if you didn't, you see, you'd use up a lot less bow because if you do this, it's already here. If you do it, I'm not moving the fingers. The fingers move because I'm moving my arm. You know, they can't stay there. But and if you make this little U shape here, you get the depth, and you also prevent the bow from being used up. You know, it's geometry, right? You go this way, you use up that much bow. You go this way, you use up that much bow. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so what does this do? Why is it there?
Well, rhythmic motion, I think.
I mean, it's an interaction with a piano accompaniment, right? So listen to what he's doing and see how you can react to it. It's not really the theme, right? So. Yes. So you had a pattern that went so that and there. So these are the general shapes, and that's kind of what happens in the piano. He's playing a lot more notes, but essentially he's also outlining these shapes. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in. Okay, okay. So this is a theme that has a lot of dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 da. So I would kind of suggest that that's not the most interesting thing about it, right? So look at the shapes. Which one is going up? Which one is going down? How many of them are going up? How many are going down? How are they going up and how are they going down? That is what this is about, you know. And you have this. And you come back. Now this is. You see this. That's what it's about. So it's up, down, up, 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 down, down, down. Okay? That's the shape. Okay, so let me just say that it's not trivial if it's going up or down. In a world that is based on gravity, up and down are contrasting forces. So if you do, that doesn't give me this sense of really let it roll down, right? As a So feel the tension that's created between those two contrasting motions, right? Yeah, okay. A couple of things. I think the second time, because we're opening it up, I would go to the E string. It's not about this, but it's really about down. So now, right? Not about those. It was better. You can, try to exaggerate it. Find out how much you need to do. Right now, you don't know yet. Okay? this better. Now, the other thing that I think you could do to help yourself, if you sustain, right, this doesn't have any forward propulsion because you're stuck. So let go like a singer. The singer would not sing it. So let go and leave yourself more bow. Right? Can you try? Yeah, you see, you play them, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Don't, you're not done, right? So that doesn't do anything. This is where you go. So now, again, the bow is moving in a flat way. This needs a little bit. Right there. So, right there. No. You trying to connect. Stop your motion. It's a separate motion. They're not connected. Yeah. Okay, so what is the point of this being separate? Why? I mean, here it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and here it's right. It's two vertical points. The first are not. Right? And that's the point of it. It's not about bowings, right? Can you do it again? Yeah, but don't neglect that note. But you see, you're doing this, and so you have to come back from here, and it's most uncomfortable, and because of it, it's hard. But if you want vertical point, why do you need so much bow? Plenty. If you want more sound, you need less bow because you need more weight. It creates more friction, slows down the bow. Right? Can you do that? Okay, but you see, so we are coming into this rhythm, which will become a haunting rhythm. Yum. It's already, he's planting the seed of the rhythm. So first it's bum, 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 bum. Then it's tom, pom, pom, pom. And then it'll be tom, pom, pom, pom. So you need to have this in your brain, that this is where it started. And we're going to go, and then he's going to sit on a G-sharp pedal point with that rhythm, you know, until the heavenly, literally heavenly moment where he gives you the C sharp in the bass. There's no more beautiful moment than that, you know, and it will only be that beautiful if you delay it coming by this pom, 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 pom. You know, so you need to have that in your head already, you know, okay? So be cognizant of that. You know, there is a real purpose here for all of that. You tell him where you want to start. I don't know. Ding. Too much bow. Too much bow. Right there. Participate. Yeah. Now you see, it doesn't go anywhere, right? Dee-da-dum. Silence is golden. And this silence is golden and with some anxiety. It resolves itself when you say, don't be prepared to play, you know, just observe this silence. You see, you're way too eager to go on. Yum, bum, bum, 1, 2, 3. Right? It's a totally different thing, right? So you need to really do that. Where you want to start? Yeah, not so bouncy. You see, it's when he writes a legato with dots underneath, see the legato as well as the dots. The gesture is in legato, the articulation is with dots, right? So, ya pa pa pum, right? Yeah, you know, this is a very fancy bowing, but I don't think I would do it. No, I would do down, up, because it ta-dim, pa-dim, pa-dim, pa, go up, then you switch roles and you come down. You know, and they're repeating patterns. It's not tim, ba-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da. It's not that, yeah? Yeah, and now react to these harmonies that are in the hemiola. Because we were in threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, with 3 beautiful harmonies, and then relax it all and come down. Hemiola. Yeah, but I don't hear the tension. This is a release. This is a release, right? So, I mean, it's interesting to see what is the material that he's working with, right? So it's rhythmic also. So that this hemiola, I don't think is relaxed. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. This is what becomes the thing, right? And so it needs to be very clear because otherwise it sounds like you're lost, you know, and I don't think that's the real point here, okay? Yeah. So what is the gesture of the individual fourths? But your bow goes like this. You see, you cannot expect, I mean, I exaggerate, you don't play ugly like this, but that's the articulation, right? So you need to feel this and that, right? And you cannot do it in a straight line. It needs to have that, right? Not so much bow on the first note. Yeah, you see, you go ti-ya-di-da-da, and I think it's yi-dim-ti-da-da. The gesture is a relaxed, rounded gesture, not ti-da-di-da-da, not connected. Do that, ti-di-ba-di. Yeah, you have two, and you use this much bow here. So divide it in your head into two groups of two, even though it is a legato of four notes, right? And figure out how much bow you can use on the first two in order to be able to do anything on the second two, right? Less than that. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, but less than that, really. You know, I always say that it's never a problem if you saved too much bow and you have extra. It's only a problem if you didn't save enough, okay? And on that kind of inappropriate note, we have to stop. Really beautiful, really, really beautiful. I mean, it's fine for performance now, but there's always things that you can do. And, you know, I would like to just suggest some things. It seems to me that there's more space, you know. Again, squishing things into small places is not really, it always seems as though that's how you're going to generate excitement or direction or tension, but it actually is not true. You know, and we need to learn to resist doing that. And sometimes, no, not all the time at all, but sometimes you fall into that trap a little bit. The other thing is, I think that in a piece that has this many accents, I think it's necessary to differentiate more than you are, you know, and I think that some of these accents are just for agogic purposes. They're not necessarily vertical points, you know, because I think that there are a lot of those, you know, and by no means am I suggesting that there are too many. I just think that you do them too similarly, okay? So I think that that's another issue. And then sometimes there are issues of sound. Sometimes you disappear a little too much. You know, the danger of you covering up the piano is not really very serious, okay? And so you need to listen and try to gauge as well as you can how we hear you out in there. And it's true, I was on the side, so maybe it's not the best seat in the house, but whoever sits there wants to hear you too. So you need to kind of think about that sometimes. Let's start from the beginning and work a little bit. Okay, so ti-dim pam pa-dum pa-pa-pa rather than tim pam pam pa-dum pa-pa-pum. 1, 2, 3 pa-pa-pum, and then pa-pa-pum pum. You know, so they're not all the same, right? And they're not even accents, are there? No. So, but don't rush the quarter. Tim, pom, pom. Don't rush. Yeah, I think that, yeah, ba 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 pom, rather da 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 da, yeah, ba 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 pom, more of a beginning than the end, right? In that gesture, that's much better. You don't have to go to the beginning. The second, sure. 9 sounds good. Yeah. But if it's you don't have to fit into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? There's absolutely no need. You be together. You'll be fine. You're playing very well together. Yeah, it feels to me as though you're da-da. Do you feel that way too? That you're a little rushed into it?
Yeah.
Well, can you create a little more space for him? Yes. Yeah, because and you're also connecting the two gestures as though they're just seamlessly the same, which they certainly are not. Right? So ya-da-da-da-da. Think of how you would want to start and create the possibility for him to do that rather than have to hurry into it. Yeah, so already here, team, you know, that should be more dramatic rather than, you know, so don't rush into it. Right there, you don't need to go back. Yeah, so Claire, I think yum pum pum beam pum 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 rather than and I think because of it, it creates this feeling of I can't be late, I can't be late. Give it a little space there. Can you do right there from the triplets? Yeah. How about if you play 2 bars? Not bum, 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 bum. There's nothing changing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. So this G flat sounds as though everybody knew it was going to be G flat. Because yum bum bum yum bum bum ba da. Totally not, right? So yum bum bum be dum ba ba be 4. There are 4-bar phrases that you need to set up, and the first note is a shock, right? You see, there are so many things that are unexpected. Now, you are playing them and you know that they're unexpected and I can hear it. But if you made them seem more dramatic, you see, it's not dun 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 da 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 da. That's the interesting thing. You know, it's the unexpected twists and turns that he takes, and you're not highlighting them, you're highlighting the similarity of rhythm and articulation. I probably wouldn't do a ya da da da, yum bum bum beat um ba ba bum, right? It's a little too da da da. Yeah? You know me, right? Yeah, also here, I think it's more touching than that. It's not those half steps, you know, are not the same here. A little more tenderness, I think. You know, it's too short and clipped. Can you do right there? I want to hear yum bum, bum bum. I don't hear that. It's not up, yum bum bum, yum. And take your time. There's absolutely nobody saying that you need to be exactly on time in the piano. Don't rush. You beat him to the beat. Just wait. Don't rush. Yum, bum, bum. You see, I would like to hear a little more tenderness in the interval. So it's not the notes themselves. You see that? Yeah, so this is one of the places where I thought that I could use a little more sound.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because the changes are so beautiful, and we really want to hear them.
Okay.
You know, I mean, not twice as loud, but a little more density to the sound, perhaps, so that it actually sounds. Start right there. Yeah, and I could imagine yum, ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, a little more phrased again, rather than ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba. It's two by bar, right? And really, if you go with the shape of the phrase, it really helps him more, and it's more interesting. Yeah, and be careful not to do ti, da, 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 especially the bottom B flat. Ba, 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 ya, ba, 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 ba. Again, more in 4 bars than per bar. Do the theme in the strings. So it's dying down, right? And you can't wait for it to die down so you can go on. You know, that's what it sounds like. Okay, enough of this. Yeah, let's go. You know, rather than just let it die down. Beam, bom, beam, bom, bom, pa. Right? I am also wondering about the general character of it sounds a little active. To me, it's not a very happy theme, right? So I don't know. Is it the articulation of the eighth note? Is that what it is, or what is it?
I personally was trying to make it a little, I don't know why, but I thought it's a little agitated.
In the first note of the bar, or in the 4?
Just the character of the whole thing. But I think maybe it's the eighth note. It's like
I don't hear it as particularly agitated, but you don't make it together as
right.
Yeah. I think there's longer lines there. It's not about the individual notes, you know, and the new harmonies, you know, the new colors that the harmonies present, those are more interesting than the ta 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 ta. Yeah. Can you do this one more time? Yum, boom, boom. It's not da da, dee da 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 dum, boom, boom, beam, boy. Little breath between things. It really feels anxious, always wanting to be somewhere else. Yum, beam, bum, beam, bum, bum, bum. You had a rather long dying down. Let it do it, right? And boom, boom, beam, boom. Just not constantly headlong, moving. Let it not move a little bit. Okay, well, let's go on because unfortunately we don't have any time. So let's go from yum, bom, beam, bom, bom, bom. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It sounds dum, dum, yum, bum, yum, bum. And then I think you can delay a little bit, yum, bum, bum, just a little bit, but it depends how you play this. But if you play it kind of in a circular yum, bum, then it doesn't really have the strength of the rhythm at all. So feel the rests. So what is the character here?
Expectant.
A little maybe mysterious too. Seems a little. It's about moving up half steps. You know, it's not about the yum bum 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 yum bum bum ba dee da da, right? It's always those half steps. So allow them to have some meaning rather than focus on the quarter notes all the time. Yum bum bum yum, right? Don't hear your second note. Don't hear it. The second note of the legato disappear. Yeah. You see, tam, bam, ba, tim, bam, bam, ta-lam, pa-ram, right? So there's a different relationship between each two of those. You know, those are little accents like that?
Supposedly.
What does that
I
mean?
don't know. In the Baron Writer, they make sometimes they make accents, hairpins into accents. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not more than a little accent. It's not a sforzado,
Right.
is the point. Okay, why are you focusing so much on the accent rather than on the bar? Di-dum, pa, di, yar, bum, bum, right? So can you do that? Not so much of an accent. You see. If you do, then I don't really hear how they're connected to one another. You're separating them. So each one is like a column. You know, I think this is a progression. Okay? Yum, 2, 3, 1, tom, bum. You see if you do da, da, right? Why are you staying up in the air like that? Yum, 2, 3, 1, tim, bum. And again, however you play yum, bum, that's when the next bar will come. So you can control actually how much space you take by how you play the chords. If they're tim pam, then you have to go on tim pam pam. But if you're yam pam, and I think that's more like what it needs to be. Okay? Do again from those not whole notes, 3 quarters. Yeah. Now, is it really an up-bow gesture?
Likely not, but
Yeah.
for technical reasons.
Yum bum, sim, ba 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 ba, la da da dee, ya dee da. You know, it's not dee, ba 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 bum. So if it's technical reasons and you have to control the timing, then it won't be technical reasons. Don't give up the control. Just play that bar of the 2 chords, yam, pam, ti. You see, this is where I would not slow down, because you're not done yet. And then there's only a B flat, and then what? Then we'll die. So I wouldn't slow down, see where you're going to, and figure out how many steps you have to put inside it, and make the steps little by little, knowing that you're going to end up on, like what? You see, it doesn't make sense, I don't think, to slow this down. It's already slow, right? Can you do it from the top? I don't hear your D, Claire. Yeah, and for me, instead of counting, just feel how much time is needed now before we're ready for this entrance. And there's something so generous and beautiful about it. But if you're like this, preparing to play, it's not going to work that way, right? So I think you need to really allow it to kind of have its life. One more time. I don't hear the D. Yeah, when she plays her D, you have to really help. Right there? Yeah, you see, and again, think about timing. And how long before I don't know how long, but what I hear is that you play and I don't think that's how long. Yeah. That ending, neither one of you played any sound. Well, it doesn't have to be louder, but it has to finish. You're always with a half a foot already in the other place. First finish, then go on. It's really, listen, I understand this, I'm going to be late, but you're not going to be late. Okay, and you really need to conclude things. It's kind of a frustrating thing never to have anything quite finished. So you need to have the patience. That's what it is, actually, just the patience to finish and then go on. Not, while I'm finishing, I'm already, starting the next thing. This is not that kind of a connection, right? And that's what I was talking about. It's not that you need to take time. You don't need to take time. You need to finish and then go on, right? I think that, the whole idea of how suspended is something. It depends where you came from. It depends how you play it. Is there much intensity? Then it's more suspended. Is there no intensity? Then it's not suspended. How do you get out of it? There is a logic to timing. you know, and the logic of timing in music has very little to do with metronome. Time is not da, 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 da. It doesn't work like that, you know. And so you need to have the courage to experiment, to see what will happen if you're not exactly, you know, on time. And what's the worst thing that'll happen? You won't be together. So, you know, so you do it again. You know, so I mean, it's not a tragedy that will happen. Right? So you know, I mean, unfortunately, we really don't have any time at all. So we need to conclude, but what I would like you to think about, because you do play this beautifully, you know, and I want to emphasize, you know, that I a lot of talk, but it's really beautiful and very, very well played. You can find more space. You can be more generous with time. Okay?
Thank
Bravo.
you.